Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Ukrainian parliament voted on the mobilization bill, and I read about 5 articles from Ukrainska Pravda, New Voice of Ukraine, Reuters, Associated Press, and Russia Today. And guess who told me something concrete about the mobilization bill? Exactly, the evil Russians. Why? Because they have an interest. So, I read all the mumbo jumbo in, for instance, in Associated Press article, which is right here. Ukraine's parliament passes a controversial law to boost much needed conscripts as war drags on. I've been trying to find a number. Remember, talking about we're going to recruit 500,000 Ukrainians, or 300,000, or 400, or a fifth, or something. No, nothing, no number. The only thing that these guys did, they will not let the units that started fighting in the war, they will not rotate them. They will stay and fight indefinitely. That is, you're going to be there, you're not going to be released, you're not going to go home. This is the main point of all this garbage. Let me show you 3 articles, one from Associated Press, one from Ukrainska Pravda, and the other one from Sputnik. Russia Today. Let's start with Associated Press, which we already started. Ukraine's parliament passed a controversial law today, that will govern how the country calls up soldiers at a time when it needs to replenish depleted forces who are increasingly struggling to fend off. And they will do it also through telephone, text, emails, so they will do it differently than a mail or get you from the street. The law was passed against the backdrop of an escalating Russian campaign that has devastated Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Authorities, 2 years after the country desperately needs more troops. That's the main point. Bring some Romanians, Poles, and some Baltic states citizens. And they need more ammunition at a time when doubts about the supply of Western aid are increasing. With Russia increasingly seizing the initiative, the mobilization law came in response to a request from Ukraine's military, which wants to mobilize up to 500,000 more troops. They are bad, not Zelensky. Zelensky said in December, that's what he said. Incumbent Army Chief Alexander Syrskyi and Zelensky have since revised that figure down because soldiers can be rotated from the rear. But officials haven't said how many are needed. Yes. Why? Okay. So, under the law, men aged 18 to 60 will be required to carry documents showing they have registered with the military and present them when asked. Also, any man who applies for state service at a consulate abroad will be registered for military service. That means we're gonna get you. However, it remains unclear how the measure will ensure all draft-eligible men are registered, said Zabolotnya, an analyst. It is not clear how many conscripts the law might lead to. It's even more genius. And it's also unclear that Ukraine, with its ongoing ammunition shortages, has the ability to arm large numbers of new soldiers without a fresh injection of Western aid. In total, 1 million Ukrainians are in uniform, including 300,000 who are serving on front lines. I think there are more than that. Lawmakers dragged their feet for months over the mobilization law. They needed the propaganda to have an effect on the population by repetition, get them used with the idea. And it is expected to be unpopular. It comes about a week after Ukraine lowered the draft-eligible age for men, oh, that's discrimination, sexism, from 27 to 25. I'm just kidding. Now, this is what's going on here. It says the Thursday vote came after the Parliamentary Defense Committee removed a key provision from the bill that would rotate out troops who served 36 months of combat, a key promise of the Ukrainian leadership. Lawmakers Alexei Popova said on the Telegram post that he was shocked by the move to remove the provision. Got that? You're gonna be forever. Of course I want the boys to be released after at least 30 months. There are no more thoughts. I want the boys to have some rest, said the soldier. Okay, that's one. The other one, Ukrainska Pravda. You will not get almost any freaking information. Ukrainian parliament votes for amendments to mobilization bill. No diversity here. I feel insulted. Just kidding. Passed as a whole, the bill on issue of mobilization, military registration, and military service. They don't say how many. There's no mandatory. Probably just, by the policies we're going to implement, we voted upon, we're probably going to have, 5 million Ukrainians, Ukrainian men, if we can catch them. Again, as amended by the parliamentary committee, all 31 adopted amendments received enough votes for confirmation. No intrigue apart from the vote on the amendment on removing the provision about demobilization. There are 227 votes. We don't know yet whether someone will introduce a resolution for the speaker to block it. Papa rip, papa tap, tup tup tup. There you have, my friends. No information. We go to the real article. Just kidding. Russia Today is going to inform us what these guys don't inform us, and vice versa. That's why it's good to look in more, look at things from different angles. Ukraine forcing troops to keep fighting. Lawmakers in Kiev rejected a provision that would allow conscripts serving for 3 years to return home. Well, you're going to have a insurrection. Military insurrection. The Ukrainian parliament has voted against demobilizing the country's longest-serving conscripts, forcing them to stay on the front indefinitely. The vote came as lawmakers passed a broad mobilization bill imposing new restrictions on draft dodgers and potentially drafting and handicapped. The handicapped. Well, depends their stages. The legislature vote on Thursday to pass a long-awaited bill aimed at replenishing the country's beleaguered armed forces. The bill was expected to include a passage allowing troops who have served 36 months to be demobilized, but a last-minute amendment removed this passage, effectively compelling these troops to keep fighting past February 2025. The amendment passed by 237 votes to 21, with 97 lawmakers abstaining, according to the Kiev Post. Got it, my friends? And here it is. This is a disaster. How could it be possible to promise demobilization to soldiers only to abandon them at the end? Ukrainian State Border Guard Service Officer Maxim Papapap said, well, I'm not going to read personal statements. I know that people waited for that. And I would make it like this. If you want to continue going, keep going, but I would allow a little door or a little big door, depends how many you want to leave, and say, okay, you want to demobilize, go home. But I will allow the other ones, you want to stay. But hey, this guy, I say, well, it's not Zelensky, is the Rada, is the parliament. Yeah, but isn't Zelensky supposed to veto it, or he has no chance, right? Because it was 221, 90 something, and 20 something. He's going to probably pass, even if he vetoes it. But I can play a little bit of a political game for the baboon's eyes. To see, oh, see, that's a democracy here, that system is working. All right. So, you don't go home. You don't go home, you don't go home. Why? You have to defend your country. And it's okay. I'm not going to shave my beard, Zelensky said. All right, my friends, that's bad. That's bad, I think, but I'm not involved. I don't know what's behind the scenes. I can only assess based on information I'm able to get from conversations, debates, information coming from different sources and the mass media. All right, my friends, here it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. That's possible. It's possible to be a little insurrection over there, military insurrection over there. There will be a lot of Ukrainians dissatisfied with this and could take up arms and have a little bloodshed over there, unfortunately. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.